Shop. Welcome to Wednesday Live. It has been a little while since we've had this chance to hang out here. What are you all up to this fine Wednesday? Hope you guys are all doing amazing. Again, like always, hot coffee. Hope you guys have your beverage of choice and let's hang out for a bit. It's always a good time. We'll talk about what's been going on around here, talk about what you guys are working on, and really just have a little fun. We'll just have some fun. In case you can't tell, my voice is still a little wonky. Well, I think it was 2 weeks ago we were scheduled for the Wednesday Live, and I woke up just sick. It was bad, and yeah, so we had to cancel that one. So that is why we haven't been able to hang out in a little bit, but that's okay. We're back, still working through this whatever, and yeah, we're doing good. We got projects on the bench. Things are happening around here, and what I want to know is what are you guys up to today? We'll get to what I'm working on here. I got something new and exciting that I've been working on. Started on yesterday, and we'll continue on today. Hopefully get it wrapped up here today or tomorrow. And yeah, it's pretty cool. What's on your workbench this morning? My workbench is a little bit of a mess right now. I got all kinds of measuring and layout tools laying all over the place, but that's what happens when we're in the middle of a project. Neptunes is here. Hey, buddy. Hey, dude, what's up? He says, you sound better. Thanks, man. Still not 100%. Still. But my voice is still a little weird. Like, I don't feel too bad. Feel a little bit tired yet, but overall, much better. Much better. We're getting there. This is like a long, it's just been hanging on. Like, I'm not sick, I don't think, at the moment, but I'm still just tired. It's really weird. But yeah, we are on the mend around here. Dastardly Dave, sup all? What's up, Dave? What are you up to today? Harry Dude says, I bought a new tool. Finally bought a planer thicknesser. Oh man, that's awesome. Cool. That is a cool tool to have. What did you end up getting? Like what size? Width, yeah. Neptune says, hey, Harry. Patty's here. Patty says, hey, Jeff, how's it hanging? Bam. We are doing all right, my friend. How are things going for you over there? Let's see, it's your afternoon, I think, right? Mid-afternoon-ish? Right on. Well, you guys remember the video a couple weeks ago where I got all the bits and parts and things for the acoustic guitar that my friend Thomas sent me? I got started on that project yesterday. Right just before I got sick, I took the plans. This is going to make the camera do weird stuff. I took the plans and had a whole bunch of copies made at a local copy shop. That way I can start using them to cut up to make templates and jigs and things. And the first piece for that build is I haven't even peeled the backer off of this acrylic, but I've made the first half for my molds. This is going to be the master to make a bunch of duplicates out of MDF. Oh, you can't see it. I got a bunch of 3/4 inch MDF behind me, and as soon as we're done hanging out here, I'm going to use this as a router template and start making 6 to 8 duplicates of this piece, and we glue them all up into a block. Some sort of a alignment dowel is going to get glued in here with some a latch of some sort, and that's going to be my mold for the acoustic guitar. It looks kind of cool. So yeah, it's kind of nice to to get this project rolling. You guys know I said in the video, and we've talked about it as well, but this is going to be a long process. just because I have to do things like take the time to build these molds. This is an important step. You've got to have these molds to work with, and so you got to build the molds. And there's some other jigs and fixtures that I'm going to make along the way. And yeah, it's cool. I'm excited to be at least underway to get these molds going. And if you follow along on the old Instagram and Facebook, all that sort of thing, I'll be posting updates on these on the molds. So hopefully in the next day or two, you will see a finished mold, and we can start getting some sides fit to the molds. Kind of exciting. Let's see. Neptune's cool, Harry. Harry Dude, hey. Harry Dude says I bought a Ferex from Aldi, $2.49 Australian, almost the same as a Ryobi, just different sides and colors. Cool. Same as was it 12? Is that like 12 inch or something like that? 12 and a half. I think mine's like 12 and a half. Neptune says nice, Harry and Jeff. I almost don't need this jacket on. I'm feeling a little warm. Not super cold here, man. Yesterday was like 60 degrees. It's crazy. And then today, it's supposed to snow later. Later this afternoon, it's supposed to start raining and snowing. I don't know what else can happen. Our goofy weather. Right on. Harry Dude, that is going to be a nice addition to have. Awesome. Cool. How is your Harry Dude? How's your work? Do you have a bunch of repairs and pick guards and things to make? I have a couple. Well, nothing solid yet. A couple guitars. Some people have expressed interest in, but might have some new builds on the horizon. I'm not sure yet. Harry Dude says, yep, just over 12 Imperial unit thingies. Inches are weird, aren't they? Oh. What are these mostly in? I think these... The templates, let's take a look at that. A lot of the dimensions on here are, well, they're in inches, they're both. They're in decimal inches as well as millimeters on these plans. Yeah. Yeah, they're in inches and millimeters, so that'll be kind of cool. I get a little more experience probably using millimeters when working on the parts for this acoustic. So that'll be kind of fun. Something a little different. Good thing I got some metric rulers and whatnot. 12 imperial unit things. How long is that in millimeters? Let's see. Looks like 12 inches is 30. Wait a minute. 350. No, 30. 3. So that'd be 300 millimeters. 305 millimeters. Sorry, I'm not super good with the millimeters. Even though the measurements and the math is super easy, but it still throws me off. Harry Dude said, had a few guitars in, more on the way, and more pick guards on the go. Things are looking good at the moment. Man, that's awesome. Harry Dude says 12 inches is approximately 305. So I got it right. Nice. Yeah, I feel pretty good. Because it listed on this tape, it listed in centimeters. So then I have to do the math, which isn't really that difficult. Kind of proud of myself. Neptune says, my daughter finally found a guitar she likes, and we pick it up today after school. Ibanez Acoustic Electric. Nice. Nice. I like Ibanez instruments. I have several. I played them for years. when I was doing my live, my original band, I played Ibanez electrics. I have, I think, a couple Ibanez acoustics. Actually, yeah, I just have two acoustics. And one of them is an acoustic electric with a cutaway. But yeah, I really like Ibanez. Probably my favorite brand, I would say. The commercially available brand. Now, of course, I play the ones that I've built, except for the acoustics, for now. Hopefully, this one comes out playable and we can play this one. But yeah, that's awesome, man. I feel like Ibanez makes a good instrument. Even you don't even have to go to their like the high end models, and I just think overall they're just a good solid guitar, and I like them. Cool. So yeah, that is it's kind of what's on my bench here right now, working on molds. Working on guitar stuff. I'm going to get these molds done, get the sides fit in there, hopefully, and then we'll move on to the next step, which is probably going to be jointing and gluing the top and the back, the top plate and the back plate. Get those glued up. But I'm going to have to do a little bit of a jig for that as well. I got to make a simple shooting board for one of those, probably one of these number 5s. Which that is going to lead me to having to sharpen it. I kind of neglect the sharpening on those things because I don't use them all that often, so they're not as sharp as they were going to need to be for this project. Neptune says, that's what we got with the cutaway. Black, nice. Oh, he says that was your recommendation for the Ibanez. Yeah, right on. That's right, we were talking about that. Yep. Yeah, I like them. They're good. Right on. That's awesome. I bet she's super excited. Neptunes, I don't remember. Has she been taking lessons or is she just learning on her own? I don't remember. We might have talked about that. But. That's way cool. Nothing like new guitar day. Speaking of new guitar day, I have the bass guitar done. It's all done. I've been playing it a little bit, just trying to double check the setup and everything. But I'm trying to find somebody locally that can demo it for me. All my bass player buddies that I've had the privilege of both playing in bands with and sharing a stage with at different times, they've all moved away. So I'm trying to find somebody that has a bass rig that would be willing to sit in front of a camera and play on this before I deliver it to the customer. So if you happen to be local to the Colorado Springs area and you're a bass player or at least can play bass, have a bass amp, and want to demo a guitar on video, let me know. Send me a message. I gotta put a post out there as well and see if anybody's interested. So let's see here. Patty says, really wet last few days. A lot of heavy concreting in the main yard last week. Then we have tarmac laying contractors this week. Wow. Over to a friend's on Sunday to get some logs planked on his mill. Ooh, milling day. That's awesome. It looks like you've been getting a lot of work done from what I can see. That is cool. Paul's here. Paul says, good morning, everyone. Paul, what's going on? Harry Dude says, haven't come across a bad Ibanez, just bad condition. Yeah. Yep. Even I've played some kind of beat up electric ones, and even if the condition is kind of bad, you just do the setup and all that stuff, and they still play just fine. Neptune says, yes, she is. No lessons yet. Cool. She is going to enjoy it, I'm sure. That's so cool. And really, as far as lessons go, you know, if she's totally fine, you know, practicing on her own, it's not 100% necessary, I don't think. I am not, let's see, what's the word? I'm not like a super technical player, but I'm all self-taught. My uncle, when I was younger, my uncle was a guitar player, and he spent a little bit of time, you know, just showing me some of the basic chords and things. And really, after that, it was all just, you know, just sitting down and playing. And you know, I haven't taken any lessons or anything for guitar. I did when I was growing up, when I was probably about, I don't know, 9, 10. I started taking piano lessons. I did take classical piano lessons for 4 or 5 years, something like that. So I have that, but really, you know, I think that sets a good foundation for guitar, but really, you just practice. So unless she decides she wants to take lessons, you know, it's not something that she has to do, I don't think. I think she'll be just fine as long as she's willing to sit down and build up those calluses. Let's see. Chaos is here. Chaos says, yo, what's up, man? What's up, Chaos? What's going on? Wood's here. Wood says hi. What's going on? Good morning. Or afternoon. Or whatever it is where you are. Neptune says, hey, Chaos. Paul says, entering the GGBO 2022 when it opens. Going to build a metal guitar, because I've never built one of those. Now, do you mean like made out of metal? Or like for playing metal? Yep, I still haven't seen where it's open yet. I may have missed it, but I haven't checked in a few days. I'm still on the fence as to whether or not I want to do it. I feel like I will, but you know, I haven't 100% decided yet. Mr. Doughboy says, hello everyone, what is going on, man? Cass says, I learned to read tablature and downloaded some Metallica tab and learned like that. Yeah, I learned a lot of Metallica songs. Yep, I used to download tabs all the time, and I have, you know, I might even still have some of the, you know, print-offs from back in the day from, what was that we used to download it from? Tab Crawler? Was that one of the places? For some reason that's in my head that had all the tabs back in the day. Yeah, now if I'm learning a song, I still go and find a tab for it, but I usually have to redo a lot of it on there because a lot of the tabs that are online are just horrible. I don't know why it's so difficult to get it right. Like there are enough out there now to give you an idea, but there's always parts that seem to be incorrect. When I was for the cover band, you know, I was getting a lot of. We had to learn a whole bunch of songs, and I would look them up to get an idea if it was a song that I didn't know, and I would have to sit there for a long time and basically redo it all to get it closer anyway to being correct. You compare, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 different ones, and it seems like they're all different. So you take the good parts and make your own. Paul says he's building one for playing metal. Right on. Chaos says, I think I use tablature.com or something like that, or Ultimate Guitar Tabs. Yeah, it might be Ultimate Guitar. That's one of the ones that you search for a tab now. It comes up with Ultimate Guitar. I even have the app. I hardly ever use it anymore because, like everybody else, they've gone to ads and subscription models, and in order to get some of the features, you have to be, you know, a member and all that, but it's the way of the future, I'm afraid. Harry Dude says, tabs are a great way to make you learn the song properly for yourself. So many wrong tabs out there. Yes, that's exactly, yeah. you don't realize it maybe at first, but if you put your ear, it's yeah, it can steer you the wrong direction, but it can also at least get you going on the song, and you just kind of have to figure out the parts that work and the parts that don't. Harry Dude says Ultimate Guitar is great when you pay for it. Professionally done tabs are very good. I've clicked on a few of them, but I haven't paid for it, so I can't get the professional ones. But yeah, it's I like the site because it seems like they have every single thing you're looking for. But yeah, I don't know, don't pay for it yet. Haven't needed to. But yeah, the site's been around forever, and it's been interesting to follow it through its many changes. Chaos says, I think I still have some tab books too. I do too somewhere. I come across them every once in a while. I have a few of those. Watch and learn. Thomas is here. What's going on? Says, good morning, Jeff. Welcome back. Thanks, man. I don't know if you can tell. Still not quite 100% on the yeah. Anyway, we are doing all right. Oh, hey, Thomas. Look at this, buddy. We got a we got the master template for my molds. I'm working on the molds for the acoustic. Chaos says, where's the Sanguine tab books? That would take a while. And I did sit down once upon a time and start trying to tab out one or two of the songs, but I'm like, why do I need to tab it? Like, I already know how to play it. Neptune says, a company called Sandvik made a 3D printed titanium guitar you can beat the poop out of your speakers with. It looks really cool. I'll have to check it out. I do want to do a 3D printed one. I've seen some models out there, and I thought about sitting down and just drawing out my own. Because, like always, I don't like to use too many other people's models. I always like to start with my own. But I do want to make one. Hey, maybe I should do that for the build-off. 3D print one. Would that count, do you think? It's from scratch. Frugal Fixer Spike says, hi, my brother. What's up, dude? Paul says, just spent $dollars for a set of bare knuckle aftermath pickups. Still working on body design. Neck is done. Cool. I've really been liking bare knuckles. Man, they are expensive. I have one pickup that I haven't put in something yet. It's a nail bomb. Nail bomb? Yeah, a bare knuckle nail bomb. Just a regular black one that's sitting waiting for a build. I was going to use it. I think I ordered it last year, but I ended up going a different route. So I've got the one pickup right now, just kind of waiting for its home. So is that the body design you're working on for the build-off, Paul? Watch and Learn says, wow, that's awesome. Right on. Yeah, I'm excited. I am excited. Thomas, I got to... I have a friend, I think I mentioned to you before, that is local here in the Springs area, and I went over to his shop yesterday and spent a little bit of time looking at his process. He's an acoustic guitar builder, and he was showing me some of his molds and techniques and processes and stuff like that. So that was kind of cool to be able to hang out, pick his brain, and just to get some good ideas before jumping in and tackling this one. But we are on the move. I got MDF behind as I fall over. That'd have been bad. I got MDF behind me. I think this acrylic master is ready to go. So when we're done here hanging out, I'm going to start making duplicates out of MDF, and hopefully by this afternoon at least have a few, maybe the whole thing glued up. Let's see here. Frugal Fixer Spike says, glad you are better. The wife is in doctor now waiting. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I am feeling much better. I'm still not 100%. You know, I don't have any sort of, you know, I'm not like fever or anything like I had 2 weeks ago. But it's just the tiredness. It seems like after a couple hours I gotta like go sit down for a little bit because I'm just tired. It's really strange. But other than that, we're doing all right. And well wishes for your wife too. I hope she gets to feeling better. Harry Dude says to Paul, Floyd Rose. Paul says, Harry Dude, I'm gonna do a Bigsby because I don't like Floyd Rose. Floyds are, I don't know what the word is. Some people really like them. It's like a love-hate, right? I don't know anybody that they're like, yeah, they're fine. They either don't like them or they like them. I like them. I don't plan to put them on any of my builds because I don't do any of that kind of whammy stuff really anymore. But the two guitars that I played mainly with my original band, they both have Floyds, the original Floyds, and then I have one one of them is early 90s RG 550 Ibanez, and it's got one of the original Floyds on it. And then the other one is an Ibanez 1570 Prestige. It's got what is that? It's still a Floyd. It's not a reissue or a license by. But there's another one. Whatever the next model is from the early 2000s, like 2002. That guitar's from, and the early 90s RG 550 that I have, I put a trem setter. If you guys are familiar with a trem setter, it's made to help stabilize the tremolo, because that one was a little bit wonky. And when I put the trem setter in there, that made a huge difference. And I always intended to go back and put one in my 1570 because that one's a little bit weird as well, and it made a huge difference. So that if you're looking for something that helps stabilize a Floyd Rose, those little trem setter deals really did make a difference. They're kind of weird to install. You have to drill a funny hole in the cavity, and it's kind of weird. But man, once you get it set right, it made a huge difference. Roy says, greetings from the UK, Jeff. What's up, Roy? How are things going? What's going on in your world? Paul says, yeah, for the GTBO, yes. Kaya says, the Slipknot Signature Series pickups you did in my refurbished guitar is amazing for playing metal. Yes, those pickups, those sounded really good. That is the only active set of pickups that I've ever installed on a guitar, was the one we did for UKS, and that one, those pickups are really cool. I almost kind of want to put one in a guitar of mine. Neptune says, I thought about printing a guitar or ukulele also. Ooh, ukulele, that would be kind of neat. You could probably do that on your bigger printer too, the whole body. Paul says, 3-wood body, ash, quilted maple, and cocobolo, layered and contoured to show all the woods. Ooh, so you're going to do flat layered. That's going to be cool, man. I have a piece of wood around here that I've been saving that I might use for a build-off guitar. It's going to need some epoxy fills, and it's going to need some work because it's kind of a crotch piece. And if I do it, I think I'll use that, and we'll just spill epoxy on everything. And well, at least I will. You guys know that. I'll spill it all over the table, and it'll leak everywhere. But I think that's what I might do. Just a simple, we won't get it all into the dye and the wet sanding, buffing finishes, but I think that's probably the route that I'll go. Let's see. Paul says, did you have the flu or the vid? Honestly, I never got tested officially, but yeah, I think it was the not the flu. Yeah, I think it was. From what I see, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Unfortunately, yes, I believe I've had it. Paul says, I made myself a Strat with a Floyd Rose, pain in the butt to keep tuned or to change strings. Yes, it is. On the keeping tuned, I never had an issue with that because the fine tuners, I just did that between, each song, and it wasn't a big deal. Changing strings is a little bit tricky. What I ended up doing, a lot of people I see change strings one at a time. I didn't do that. I took a little piece of like HDPE plastic, or you could even use wood, and I just cut a wedge. And, well, really, sometimes I would just use a screwdriver too. But before you take the tension off your strings, I would wedge the trim so that it's even with the body, so that then I could take all the tension off the strings and it just holds it flat. Yes, it's an extra step you don't have to do on something, like a hardtail or a Strat style bridge. But once you get in the habit, block that trem up first before you remove the tension off your strings, and it's a piece of cake. As long as you just don't tip the guitar over once you have the strings out, those little string blocks fall out. That's a pain in the neck. I always have spares of those because I don't know how many I've lost. But yeah, you just block it up, and then you can take your strings off, and it's not really a big deal. Plus, if you block it in the position that it's in while it's tuned, I think it makes a little bit of a difference when you restring it, because your trim's not all the way sunk into the body. So you leave the block in there until you, and then, what am I trying to say? String it up, and then you just pull the block out, and you're sort of close. At least that's how I did it. Hair Dude says Ibanez Edge Tremolo. Yes, it is. I think it might even be the Edge 2 now that you say that. Yep, that's exactly the trem that I was thinking of. Giovanni says, ciao, Jeff. What's up, Giovanni? How are you doing today? Hair Dude says to Paul, yep, Floyd's can be a pain to change, but if you change them one at a time, it goes a lot easier. Oh, yeah, hey, it does. You're absolutely correct. But like I said, I just got in the habit of just blocking it. It does. You're absolutely right. One at a time does make it a lot better because the whole tremolo doesn't flop down into the cavity there. Giovanni says, "Where's the blonde hair?" I lost that years ago, my friend. No, Giovanni's talking about a picture that was posted online of me and a buddy of mine for a Halloween show one year. I wore a kind of a Kurt Cobain style, grunge blonde wig. We all dressed up as some sort of musician, and yeah, I had the blonde grunge hair. Yeah, unfortunately, the actual blonde hair fell out years ago. I gotta take this jacket off a little bit. It's getting warm enough to work in here now, comfortably. There we go. Giovanni says you might have to upload a video of your concert. I'd have to see if I can find some. There's a lot of videos up there of my original band. Chaos mentioned it earlier. If you guys want to see me rocking and you're like metal, you can search up Sanguine Addiction is my original band that we had quite a few years ago, and you can see a lot of those up there. Some of them are on Chaos's page actually, and I don't think there's any. There's very few of my cover band. There are a couple of them up there. Yeah. Paul says, doing GGBO build early because of having surgery, knee replacement on the left knee, and surgery on the right ankle. Hard to walk at the moment. Surgery will hinder my build time. Oh, man. At least you're getting a jump on it, and whenever your surgery is, I wish you the best of luck, man, and a speedy recovery. Yeah, I've thought about starting on mine, too. I keep going back and forth as to whether or not I really am going to do it. I think, I don't know. I'm gonna just stop debating. Once it comes live, I'll probably sign up and then I'll get started because I'll feel the pressure. Harry Dude says, check out Skyscraper Guitars for tools and techniques for setting Floyds. I bought the intonation tool and his video on setting them up is great. Interesting. Spike says, always dress as some kind of musician. Kind of. Chaos says, question, could you wrap a guitar body with, let's say, an army uniform and seal it or cover it with clear plastic? You could do basically a fabric top guitar. I don't know if you've ever seen those where you take the body and you spread like a layer of clear epoxy, and then you take your fabric, whatever it is, uniform, some sort of people will do just any kind of fabric, carbon fiber. I've seen a carbon fiber fabric, looks kind of cool. But you lay it in the epoxy, squeegee it all down, basically wrap it if you're going to wrap the whole thing, which might be a little bit tricky to do the entire guitar. Might be easier just to do a top. And then you put more epoxy over the top and it basically builds up from there. But yeah, you could totally do that. I think it would be tricky, not impossible, but tricky to wrap the entire thing. My thought would be that it's gonna be hard to. You're gonna have a seam somewhere on the back, on the sides, somewhere of wrapping the whole thing. And with fabric, especially something that's thicker, like maybe a military uniform or something like that. I feel like that could be challenging, but not necessarily impossible. I think it'd be easier to do the top, just the top, maybe the top and back, and you leave the sides, or it would depend on the material, I think. But yes, it could totally be done. Frugal Fixer Spike, good luck with it, Paul. And Paul says, thanks, it's bad getting old. Yeah, we tend to fall apart, and I am no different. Paul says, doing it for the free publicity. That's the main thing that I feel like the reason I'll do it. Yep. After the whole voting debacle last year, it really kind of turned me off to some of the process. But it is fun being a part of, and I'll probably do it. And Neptune says to Paul, ditto to what Jeff said. Oh, yeah, on the surgery. Spike says, I burned my shop down last year. It didn't help. Paul. Know about old. Hey, no, I know about old. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, Spike. Hopefully, that's too bad, man. Chaos says, maybe we need to link up for a custom Chaos Army guitar. That'd be cool. I have to do some testing, but yeah, I've seen. If you look up when you have time, look up a fabric top guitar, and you'll see some videos of people doing stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. All right. I wish I had that. Wish I could reach that piece that I've been saving that I think I'll use for the build off. Because it's kind of a cool piece. It's like buried over there. And I'd show you kind of what I'm talking about. Spike says we can discuss judging after they post the rules. See what they come up with. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not knocking anything because I don't know what the process is going to be this year. Hopefully, there will be. I've heard there's going to be some good changes to the way that it worked compared to last year. I'm trying to not hold any sort of negative. What's the word? You guys know what I'm trying to say? I don't want to carry any negative from last year into this year because it's a learning process. Everything's a learning process for all of us as well as them trying to run the whole thing. I think overall that it's a really cool event, function, whatever, to help promote the building of instruments, and that's basically what it's for. To help promote building guitars. And how many guitars that did not exist in this world before, came out of last year's. I mean, it's a cool thing, and I really do want to support it. So I probably shouldn't even say anything about last year because it's behind us. Let's move forward. Yeah, we'll see what they say. Chaos says, by the way, you think you would be free Monday to shoot that MRE video and feel up for it? Probably. I know we don't have school Monday. Actually, you know what? I think I probably could. I think I could. Yeah, let me know. I think we can make that happen. Get my MRE eating hat on. Spike says, I hope for 5 secure votes per contestant per class, builder choice, that I would like. Yeah, we'll see what they do, right? We'll see how they improve it from last year, because I have no doubt that whatever they do will be better than last year. I have high hopes. I do know that for me, this year, for the build-off, my build is not going to be, it's not going to be as elaborate, as far as dye, finishing, polishing, all that sort of stuff. I'm gonna probably keep it a lot simpler. It's still gonna, what I have in mind anyway, would still be pretty cool. But I know that I'm not going to, do super high gloss and buff and polish and all that. We'll keep the finish fairly simple. Other than that, I'm not 100% sure what else I would do, but yeah, I think I would do it. It's going to be more for, just to be a part of. It's pretty cool to be a part of it, and publicity, right? You just get your name out there a little bit more. Let's see. Patty says, I did follow the guitar build last year, but I may have missed the outcome. Yeah, you didn't miss much, I guess. There were some issues with the voting. There was apparently, allegedly, there were some unscrupulous individuals that decided to manipulate the votes to certain people. Trying to be very PC here for some reason. And yeah, I don't feel that it was a let's just leave it at that. Hopefully we don't have that this year, because I don't want to go off on a rant on how I really feel about it, but but I might if you guys nudge me. No, I'm kidding. Spike says, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt that it won't be better than last year, or that it will be. Chaos says, you need a home-built workshop build-off. Not a guitar, though. Maybe something like a birdhouse or something. That might be kind of fun. We all build a birdhouse in the springtime. Yeah, that might be cool. Something simple. It doesn't have to be simple, but yeah, just a birdhouse off. Birdhouse build-off. I like the sound of it. Yeah, because birds need houses, bird feeders, right? That's a good idea. Spike says, I'm in it for fun, but took it too serious last year. Brotherhood of the Build. Yes, I feel this. That you summed up exactly how I feel, but I couldn't pull those words together for some reason. I took it too serious. Yeah, well said, man. Well said. Yep. I mean, I still had fun, but overall, I feel like I did too. Took it too serious, and this year, what I have in mind is just going to be fun, right? Just going to be a little more fun, and yeah. Well said. Well said. Spike says, spam the vote. Yes, that's what it was last year. Now, Patty says, don't hit me with those negative waves. Sorry, I don't want to. Let's just have fun with it this year. Yeah, I think I will. I think I probably will do it. Now, I feel much better just talking with you guys. Just have fun with it. Don't take it serious. They're going to vote however they're going to vote, and let's just have fun and build some guitars that never existed before. There you go. See? I'm in a much better mood now for some reason. Neptune's posted the link just in case someone needs it. Bam, right on, dude. Patty says, the hairy dude, same, that and The Great Escape. McQueen at his best on a motorcycle. Honestly, don't hate me, guys, but I don't think I've seen that movie. Oddball, Kelly's Heroes. Yeah, that one. It doesn't ring a bell. Paul says, I know the guy that won second in hand-built. Great guy. Also had 2 other friends in it. Was basically a popularity contest last year. Hopefully better this year. Yeah. Yeah, I think let's just have fun. Let's just build a guitar and just all be friends. And I almost think that we probably shouldn't even vote if you're entered. What do you think about that? Wouldn't that be interesting? It's all public vote. If you're a contestant, you don't get to vote. Somebody would vote anyway. They would create another account. And anyway, sorry guys. I don't like to. I'm not trying to talk negative about it, but I think let's do it and let's just have fun. Spike says, come to my stream Sunday and we'll discuss it. We'll see what I can do. I don't know. P. Blanton says, I've been remodeling my house and my shop is stacked full of house stuff. Need a couple of warm days to get that cleared out so I can use my shop again. Yeah, my shop also has to share some space with household storage. And it's not very big to begin with, so I know what you mean. P. Blanton also need to maybe consider installing a heater in the shop this summer. A heater would be good. Yeah, it's it's hard to work when it's super cold. I've been playing around with. Have you guys seen those diesel heaters that they use in like semi trucks and camper vans and that sort of thing? I've been experimenting with one of those in here as well from time to time. You know, trying to fine tune some things. I got a used one, not one of the like the eBay specials, but the actual used good one. It came out of a semi or something like that, and it's kind of fun to mess around with. It runs off regular old diesel fuel, and you know it runs off 12 volts, so you don't have to plug it in or anything, plug it into the wall necessarily. But that's been kind of a fun thing. I keep having trouble with it shutting off, so I'm trying to fine tune some stuff. Maybe some sensors or something need to be changed out, but that's been kind of fun. And if you have a very small, fairly small space, it might be an option. Patty says, that's on them, Jeff. You can only do what's best for you. Bam! Well said. Well said, yes. Just have some fun. Have some fun and let the cards fall where they feel they need to fall. Paul says, thinking of adding a bass pickup to my metal guitar also for some different tonal combinations. I mean, you could. I'm not sure. Interesting. Bass pickup. Are you going to have bass strings? That's an interesting thought. Now I know the pickups that I just installed, or that I have on the bass that I just finished, those you could, it's basically a humbucker, Gibson style Thunderbird pickups. Those you could do that under a 6-string, because there's not like separate. You don't have individual pole pieces to adjust or anything like that. You could totally do something like that. I keep thinking of something like a P-bass style pickup. I'm not sure how that would work because it wouldn't line up with your strings, but it might give you, like you said, some interesting combinations. Spike says, builder's choice, only real winner. Yeah, I do like the builder's choice. I thought that was kind of cool. Patty says, some nice dovetail jointed birdhouses or hedgehog house. Yeah, that'd be cool. Go all elaborate with dovetails and inlays and P. Blanton, I'm also in Black Forest, not too far from you. No, you're not. You're like super close. I could probably like shout. But maybe not. You're a little farther than that, but yeah, you're that's awesome. A local. Right on. P. Blanton's a 2,000 square foot. Needs a big heater. Yeah, it does. That's going to be a big one. I don't have any big suggestions on that one. Paul says, no, just regular guitar strings, just thicker ones that the Slinkies, it's thicker ones than the Slinkies I usually use. My favorite set, well, I've used more since then, but one of my most used sets is the Ernie Ball Skinny Top Heavy Bottom. It's like the orangish pack. It's like a 10 to 52, so you can, because I always, for the guitars that I put them on, they're always tuned down at least a step, maybe dropped from there as well. But I really like that one because you still get the lighter upper strings, but you get a little bit heavier bottom string. I also really look at a baritone set. I have one baritone guitar, and I can't remember the gauge that's on there now. I want to say it might be 11 or 12 to 72. I can't remember now. Something like that. But those are really, it feels really nice too. And you can get that low tuning, with a fairly large string on the bottom. Might work well with a bass pickup. Look at a baritone set. I forget what they are. Mine are, the ones I have are Ernie Ball baritone, but I can't remember the exact string gauge numbers. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool. P. Blanton says, let's build a baritone guitar. I have one in the works, slowly. I have the neck blank cut out. Yeah, I like a baritone. The one that I have, I didn't build 100% from scratch. It was one of my early guitar builds, and it was I built the entire body, and then I bought an all parts neck for it, a baritone conversion neck, a Telecaster conversion neck. Because if you guys didn't know that, you can buy necks. They're called conversion necks, and there's different scale lengths. You can get one it'll convert from like a Telecaster 25.5 inch to convert it to a baritone. Everything's spaced in the right spot so that you don't have to move the bridge. You can also get them to convert down to like the 24 3/4, or several different ones. There's several different ones out there that you can find. You can also make your own too if you have the appropriate things. But yeah, I have a baritone conversion neck on basically a telly body, and I really, really like it. I like it so much that I started building my own conversion neck to be able to convert to a baritone. People, how about a 7-string baritone? That would be kind of cool. I have a 7-string. I bought it to use with the cover band when I was doing a lot of the cover band stuff, and I played it for a few songs, mainly because I needed something that was tuned really low. I needed a certain particular tuning that I couldn't very well get with a regular guitar. Ultimately, that's why I ended up building the baritone, because the 7 strings really throws me off. I couldn't get super comfortable with it. But the baritones, it worked out perfect for what I needed it for. But a 7-string baritone, man, you could get it tuned down pretty low, I think. Spike says, Jeff, it was the only secure voting done last year, but this year, B.O.B. Harry Dude says, fan frets. Have any of you guys ever played fan frets? I have not personally done it. I would like to try it and see. Like, it makes sense, right? I don't know. It seems like you have a different motion, but maybe not. I don't know. I'd like to try it. Spike says, short scale 5-string is my next one. Cool. What scale? Like a 30, 31? Paul says, not going to do a stupid sharp pointy body, but going to add some different carves into it. Yeah, I've kind of gotten away from super pointy. I mean, I have the RG Ibanez, and they're sort of pointy, but only on the horns. But yeah, you don't need pointy. Doesn't have to be. I mean, if that's your thing, go for it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be all pointy to be to do some good metal. P says, I'm not cool enough for pointy guitars, but I think I could pull off a V. Yeah, I don't play the super pointy ones much anymore. I mean, like I said, I only have the RG Ibanez, but I much prefer the ones that I've been building recently. I can get every single sound that I need, and then some. Paul says, going to do a microtonal neck. Oh boy. Load a shotgun with fret bits, cover neck with super glue, and shoot it. Yeah, I don't quite understand that. I mean, I do. I get what it's supposed to do. I cannot imagine the amount of work that would require. I can't even fathom in my brain how you would cut the fret slots without a CNC. Yeah, I have no other way. I can't even imagine installing the frets, somehow leveling and crowning the frets. It just sounds like a nightmare, and it looks weird. So are you actually going to do that? Because I would be totally interested in seeing how you pull that one off. Because I can't fathom it. So I will be watching to see if you really are. Harry Dude says, had an 8-string fan fret Jackson in the shop. Freaked me out. Customer had some different tuning going on. Hurt me head. Whew, 8 strings. I can't even grasp 7. I mean, I can grasp it, but my fingers are like, there's either an extra one down here, or there's an extra one up here, and it's like, I don't know what to do with that. Spike says, don't know yet, have a donor relationship nightmare for parts. Just thought going short would be cool. Gotcha. Spike says, fret job nightmare. Yeah, I can imagine. Paul says, I have a buddy that does them. Last year's second place winner, he makes about $600 per neck. I could totally see that. And he's researching it. Oh, man. It makes my head hurt to look at. Even to just try to understand. Yeah, I mean, everything's supposed to be the same, but how many adjustments, I wonder, do you need to make while you're playing? Because, you know, after a while of playing, you're used to landing your hand in certain spots, but the frets are all over the place. I wonder how. I really, that's like a serious question. How big of an adjustment it is to try to get used to that. You know what I mean? Like a fan fret, I can see probably not being too bad to adjust to, but the microtonal, I don't know. I've never played one. It might be incredible. Oh, Wayne's here. Wayne says, Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Wayne. Yeah, Spike says, just cutting all those tangs would be terrible. Yeah, and the right length, right? Everything's got to be, you know, the right length, because you don't want, I don't know. How do you string bend? Do you not? I mean, you only have a tiny bit. Like, you wouldn't even be able to go like a whole step. I don't even know if you'd be able to go half a step, because you're going to hit the next fret. I don't know. I like I said, I've never ever played one, so I have no clue. It could be incredible, like I said, but yeah, I just imagine the work. I don't even know how you'd slot it without a CNC, like I said, and then just I don't know. Harry Dude says, would you glue the frets on like a Parker Fly? You know what? Maybe. I don't know. That's an option I hadn't thought of. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. That's Mike. Try holding a 1/2 inch long fret to cut. Yeah, the thing's going to shoot out of your hand. Paul says, I slot by hand, so even a bigger headache than a CNC. Yes, that's my thought. I cut all my fret slots by hand as well. I have no idea how you'd even cut a partial fret slot, right? The only thing I could possibly... I can't get to it. There's a pile of MDF in the way. Maybe I can. The only thing hang on there, guys. The only thing I can possibly think of, right, is something like that. But how do you even... I don't know. I couldn't imagine trying to cut the right length with... I would totally be interested in seeing how it's done. I'm sure there's bazillion videos out there that show people doing it, but... Yeah. Paul says, my buddy builds them with CNC. That's the only logical way that I can grasp doing it. Yep. Oh, I'm working on something new. Speaking of CNC, I didn't get one yet, but for the acoustic build, I am working on designing and building my own radius dishes. You know, so you can radius the tops. And I'm hoping to work with a local buddy of mine that has a CNC to be able to produce these. So if I can get all the details ironed out, and we can start producing radius dishes for sale, basically. That's my thought. You just reminded me, CNC, and I got to thinking about that. So yeah, that's something that I'm working on. I got the model all done. I'm just trying to figure out now how to turn the model into CNC tool paths. I have no clue how to do that. But I'm learning. Always learning something new. Harry Dude says, Dremel with a really fine cutter. That could work. Yep, that's true. Plunge it. Zzz, back up. Yeah, that's an option. Good call. Spike says, only way I would see CNC... Oh, only way I would CNC till mine burned up last year before I got to slots. Gotcha. Yeah, that's the only way I could imagine doing it. I don't think I would. I don't know. It's such a wild fretboard to not cut on a CNC. Craziness. I will be interested, Paul. So you maybe maybe I'll just cut you on and use that on your build. I would be interested to see how to install all of those, how to crown all. Man, whew. That's pretty cool though. I would like to play one and see what it's all about. I need a lefty. Cool. Right on, guys. Let's see where we're at here. We are, we're a little bit after the hour. So, that being said, I need to get to making some MDF dust so I can glue up a whole bunch of copies of this acoustic mold. So, it's about time to wrap that up. Spike says Dremel possible. Yes. Yes, that's a good call, Harry Dude, on the Dremel there. Paul says that would be interesting. I'm one of those do-it-yourselfers. I think we all are in our own little way, for the most part. Paul says, have a great week. Right on, guys. I want to say thank you for taking some time out of your day to hang out. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. I don't know where it is, but it's right there for me. But hit that little thumbs up button. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to hang out with us here, even though I have a little bit of the scratchy throat. I don't know if you guys can tell that or not, but I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I look forward to these all the time. We got a new project, a real simple project video coming out this weekend. I'm testing out a finish on a guitar, one that we've talked about here before. But I did. You'll probably be able to tell when you watch the video, if you can tell that I'm not feeling great. So that is planned to come out this weekend, and hopefully the next one after that is going to be probably building these guitar molds. So stay tuned for that stuff, guys. Thanks again so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Have an awesome week, and thanks a lot for stopping by. And we'll see you guys next time. This is the part of the show where I try to hit the little button and it doesn't ever close out. Let's see. Well, let's catch up on these here. Paul says, have a great week. Spike says, enjoyed it. Come visit. Shoot me a message. I don't know where you're at, but Neptune says, later. Cheers, Harry Dude. Patty says, cheers. Guys, always interesting chat. Right on, guys. Let's try this again. Have an awesome week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hit the little X. Later, guys. I can't do it. I'm hitting the X. Go away. There. No.